You've heard this verse before, chanted every year as Ganesh Chaturthi begins in homes across the country. Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantih Prachodayat. Most of us assume it's as old as the Vedas themselves. It isn't, and the name inside it, Ganapati, belonged to someone else first. Go back to the Rigveda, one of the oldest texts in the world. There in its second book is a verse, Gananam Tva Ganapatim Havamahe. We call upon you, Ganapati, Lord of the hosts. The name is there, the word is there, but the God being addressed is not an elephant. He is Brahmanaspati, the Lord of sacred speech, of prayer itself. No trunk, no mouse. That silence doesn't last a few decades. It stretches for centuries. Scholars who study this trace the elephant-headed god we know today to his emergence as a clearly recognizable deity in the Gupta era, roughly the 4th or the 5th century of the Common Era. That's not the beginning of Indian civilization, that's the middle of it. So somewhere between the Rigveda and the Gupta period, a new god arrives, elephant-headed, wise, beloved almost instantly. And when the poets sit down to write his prayers, they reach for the oldest, most respected word they have for leader of the divine hosts, Ganapati, a title that had belonged to Brahmanaspati for 1,000 years or more, now placed onto a completely different god. That explains the name. But the words in this Gayatri, the exact ones you chant, where did they come from? This Gayatri isn't even an original structure. Long before Ganesha, there was one Gayatri, addressed to Savitar, the sun, Vidmahe, Dhimahi, Prachodayat. We know, we meditate, may it inspire us. That exact shape, that exact rhythm was later reused, deity after deity. A Gayatri for Shiva, one for Vishnu, one for Saraswati, and one for the elephant-headed god who arrived comparatively late to a very old family. Scholars date the text that holds our verse, the Ganapati Atharva Shirsha, anywhere from the 8th century to as late as the 1600s. Not from the deep Vedic past, most assume, but a Upanishad in name, medieval in likely origin. Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantih Prachodayat. And yet, in that same text, the claim made for this new god is the largest one Indian scripture makes for anyone. It declares him identical to Brahman, to Atman, to Om itself, a god who inherited his title, carried forward an older prayer structure, and was still declared without hesitation to be the universe entire. Whether a name is ancient or a name is inherited, perhaps that was never really the question the mantra was asking. Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantih Prachodayat.